Alright everyone, let me introduce you to Monarch Ermen. So if the game is working, we're going to be prudent and protective. We're also a meritocrat. So we are going for a farming ambition initially. Should the farming ambition fail, we'll go for a military ambition. Obviously, the invasion of Ashmead is farming and military. So that will be our first port of call to invade Ashmead. But should that fail, should we not make it there, we'll instead become a tyrant. We like to keep a sizable amount of funds on hand in case of emergencies and pay for emergencies if we can afford it. And we're protective of our subjects and never try to put them at risk. We are, as a meritocrat, we are pro-authority, pro-baron and anti-incompetence. So we like barons, we like authority, and we like putting people that know what they're doing in charge. So let's pop that away. Let's find out. Is the game gonna work? Yeah, we got buttons. We got events. No worries. Let's review the situation. So, as I'm going to be going for farming... Ooh, yikes. We need more food. Ep05, welcome on in. There you are. This should be a carnage-free game. Maybe. Oh my god, military is also in the gutter. There's no faith. I forgot about the stats. Oh lord. Okay, we got some work to do here. How much? Oh, we've only got 1,500 in the treasury. We're going to have to fix that. Advisor, thank you for joining. There you are. Alright. Well, no bug. No bug. Welcome on in at the start of today's stream. In the Barons, we have a Baron Mero and Baron Alex. Welcome on in to our two Barons. With the Grandees, we've got Grandee Whopper, Grandee Lakelock II, and Grandee Maskconnect. Welcome on in, all of our lovely Grandees. And finally, in the Patricians, we have Lord Patrician Ephra, Lord Patrician Ganahan, Lord Patrician Ep05, and Lord Patrician Advisor. Let me just go check something. There's a noise out front. The good news is the game works. Bad news is the kingdom does not. Give me a moment. Alright, just had a peek outside. It doesn't look like anything important was happening. Don't know what all that noise was. Someone must have moved something around. Yeah, zero faith. It's not good, is it? We're going to start, as always, with the path to victory. Your Majesty. Their history books do not look kindly upon usurpers, unless, of course, they prove themselves worthy of the throne they have stolen. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? Welcome on in, Drake. In the Barons, they are. Nice even spread. Must have been the wind, yeah. Well, it wasn't the wind, I can tell you that. We are, what are we doing again? Yes, we are the parent of a nation. We're doing the farming run. We gotta up those numbers. We gotta get... Jesus, Ethan, thank you very much for the bits. 241 bitty bits. There we go, on the last day of the month as well. That'll get tacked right into my pay packet. Thank you very much. What the fuck happened to our faith? I can't remember what we did. I think we were just at odds with the church for a bit. But yeah, I can't remember. It's been 3 weeks since we last played. Interesting. Are you concerned in the welfare of the commoners, or are you just hoping for a fabled passage in the history books? We do care about the commoners. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's overall farming as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty. Alrighty. Yeah, the March has been big and in control for like pretty much the whole of the game. Like, this is our 5th game in the dynasty. And the March has just been usually in the lead on everything. Right, let's meet you all. We bloody well pulled it off, didn't we? The barons are finally in charge and we can sort this kingdom out. Now just remember our little arrangement. We put you on the damn throne and you'll do as we tell you. Got it? Glory to the March. Huzzah! Now introduce yourself to the rest of the council, but don't forget what I told you. Okay, huzzah everyone. Hey, thank you, Whopper. Yes, this is, we do roleplay a fair bit. So I'm roleplaying. I made a regular nobles roleplay. A pleasure, your esteemed highness. Hope to see our kingdom prosper and grow wealthy under your reign. Well, if the patricians stopped screwing up their economy, maybe. The grandees? Hello, Mass Connect. And hello to Ephra back there, sorry. I'm still waking up. May the ninth god bless your reign, your highness. Who? I trust you will conduct yourself with honour and faith. And with that, the introductions are done. 0 faith across the board. We love it. The council immediately fills with raised voices. Meanwhile, what do you think? Will they be a good little monarch and do as they're told? Too early to tell. We should have a backup plan, just in case. There we go. Coronation time. Your Majesty, you may have won the throne from King Samuel III, but you must still answer to the council. As is tradition, they will decide what happens at your coronation. Alright, it's tradition. Let's get it over with. Shall we call the nobles in? Come on, Puddle. Lavish parade? Ooh, I don't like that. Oh, the banquet. Yes, we want a banquet. We want more farming. Only the long puddle. Yeah, only the river. Alright, so our options are A. Host a lavish parade, B. Proceed with a religious ceremony, C. Throw the monarch in the river, or D. Nobles put on a vast banquet. We're gonna start the voting now. Type !vote followed by A, B, C or D for the option you want. And we'll see where things go. Obviously nobody likes food. Well, I hate to say it, but I think that's going to be a triple cruel tax to pay for this one. The coronation is a great success. Jugglers, wine, fireworks and feasts. It has an impact on your treasury, of course, but what doesn't? We're gonna make you pay for it, don't worry. Alright, schemes everyone, scheme time. Barons, eyes down. This is how you're going to try and win the game. Carla, of the Alex bloodline, eccentric marcher orator, stands before a blazing hearth, yelling at full volume. What a go! Ermen now sits on the throne and the barons are in charge, but the other regions will already be scheming to depose them. Do we stay loyal to the new monarch or cut our losses and put me on the throne instead? Options are A, loyalists, B, subterfuge, or C, gunpowder. Loyalists, obviously you want to cheer me on. Subterfuge, you want to replace my council with barons. And gunpowder, you gather up magical black powder. Yes, kaboom. Kaboom, it looks like you're going for. So will you cruel tax the baron? Well, the barons voted for it as well. You know I want to keep money on hand to pay for emergencies, and you made me piss away 2/3 of my treasury. Too right, a few months in the luxury of the palace and the monarch Ermen has gone soft. We deserve a real baron on the throne. The Republic of Curve has this substance called gunpowder. With enough of that, the barons could take over the whole kingdom. Of course, a sensible monarch would never allow one region to hoard such a thing. To do so secretly, the barons must ensure their trading partners don't fear the monarch's wrath. To advance their scheme, the barons must lower authority to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Florian of the Advisor family, notorious coastal rapscallion, scribbles with a well-used quill on a hardwood desk, speaking calmly. Fellow patricians of the coast, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of Monarch Ermen. Something must be done. Okay, Florian. What do we got? Intimidation, conspiracy and corruption. This is for the patricians. Intimidation, you're going to try and force your way into the castle and strong arm me. Conspiracy and corruption, I don't know what they do. I don't know anything about the patrician schemes. I know what monopoly is, but these two, they're so similar. I just draw a blank every time. Right, it's currently a triple tie. Who has yet to vote? Advise. Oh, there we go. Just as I say it, it's conspiracy, everyone. The patricians plan to sink the monarch under an ocean of debt. To advance their scheme, the patricians must lower the treasury to 1,500 or less in 3 seasons. Rough out here, isn't it? Zaber of the Lake Lock lineage, notorious Southern Elder, stands bathed in sunshine, speaking softly. A false pretender occupies the throne while my claim is ignored. Grandees of the South, this is a stain on our honour. We must not allow it to go unanswered. Right, what will it be for the Grandees? We got A, doppelganger, B, uprising, or C, fervour. Doppelganger, you try and find a body double to replace me with. Uprising, you're going to rely on the peasants to do the heavy lifting. And fervour, you want to increase religious sentiments. Okay, I see the way it's going. The Grandees plan to incite a peasant uprising to overthrow the monarch before swooping in to steal the throne for themselves. To advance their scheme, the Grandees must raise the treasury to 2,000 or more in 2 seasons. Okay then. So we got Carla, my long-lost niece, of the March. Pursuing the gunpowder scheme, the barons, initially, they want to lower my authority to 4 less in 2 seasons' time. It's currently at 5. Zaber, a false pretender of the South. The Grandees are pursuing the uprising scheme. They want to make sure the treasury is 2,000 or less. Oh no, 2,000 or more in 2 seasons' time. And Florian, our long-lost nibbling, wants to load the kingdom's treasury to 1,500 or less in 3 seasons, so the patricians want to keep me broke. Good luck, everyone. May the best monarch win. Call for unity? Sure. Let's go with that. An untimely death? I don't reckon... Have I seen untimely death? Murder! Oh yes, I have seen it. It's a grandee thing. Murder! My father, Lord Patrician Ephra, has been murdered and I know who did it. Salutes in chat. Let me go find... Where's my kill count? We've got 1 kill already. First event in the game. It's a me. Yes. Ephra the second is here. It was Grandee Whopper by the knife. Don't let her deny it. I won't deny that I killed the venerable Lord Patrician Ephra. But it was no murder. Ephra Bulbasaur agreed to an honourable duel, which I won. Depths below, it was no duel, it was a cold-blooded killing. What reason would my father possibly have to duel with you in the first place? The reason for any duel is between the challenger and the challengee, a private matter not fit for this council. Yeah, it's you again, Whopper. Well, you know, we're not just gonna imprison Whopper. Hey, Chaz, welcome on in. There you are. Welcome back to the Patricians. Options are, we can have a trial for Grandee Whopper. We can have the Spy Master investigate, or we could just say, a duel is a duel, and call it a day. Whopper, she dueled Patrician Ephra and killed him. Alright, that's what, 3 of you left to vote? There we go, that's all the patricians locked in on C. Who are we missing? Whopper herself. Remember this once in Kaji's stream? Me? Who could it be? Oh, yeah. And who else? X-Drake as well. Alright, I'm going to do a final vote. Final call. 3, 2, 1 and we'll move on. Drake, you can make the difference. Boom, boom. Let me decide. Thank you. I think... we're going to have to go find evidence. I think that's what I'd do in character. Let me just double check. I'm protective. Yeah, I think I would be protective and go find evidence. You are anti-incompetence? Yeah. Well, listen, I'm protective as well, so, you know, I can't be letting people going around using duels to justify murder. Whopper killed my father and admitted right in his council chamber. What more do you need? I will make this as swift as possible, Your Majesty. The sooner we get to the bottom of this, the better. Bankruptcy. The treasury is almost empty, Your Highness. Oh, what do you suggest we do? Apart from raising taxes, we're going to do that as well. We have precious few options. You could get a bank loan, or sell off crown jewels, or perhaps crack open some of your predecessors' tombs. Most were buried with piles of gold, or so I've heard. I mean, we are living in a godless realm, so what would it matter if we open up the tombs? That buried gold isn't doing anyone any good, is it? Time to desecrate some graves. You ordered a royal mausoleum dug into and looted. The result is quite a bounty: gold masks, heaps of coins and precious jewels. Not everyone is as practical as your treasurer, however. The church denounce you as a grave robber. Who are the church? Who are they? Nobles and peasants alike are disgusted by your greed. Well, there we are. As is tradition, each region offers a selection of guards. The patricians with champion gladiators from the arena, the grandees with fierce battle nuns from the Sisterhood of Steel, and the barons offer a squad of battle-hardened veteran soldiers. Think carefully, Your Majesty. These guards' loyalties will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They'd be Lord of Coin above all. No need to ask, Marshal. The Monarch knows that our veterans are the only ones with experience of real warfare. It's true. I await your verdict with bated breath, Your Majesty. It's going to be the veterans of the march again. The veterans arrive a few weeks later. They march into the throne room in perfect formation before lining up behind your throne. Hands on their sword hilts, each soldier sports a bigger scar than the last. There we go, jobs are good'un. Jobs are good'un, everyone. First auction of the game. So everyone, you will be able to bid on an auction to see what buildings get built. The only thing of note for schemes is the barons want to lower authority. They can do so with B, the theatre. You will also be aware that I am pro farming, so C, the aqueduct, would help me. Maybe A, the cathedral, to get some faith in here. Oh, here we are. E, the monument, would hinder the baron's plans, as that would give me more authority. And maybe the grandees want D, the fortress, so they got a little bit of military. Quintaris, hello, welcome on in. Where are you? There you are, you're in the barons. Well, it's a different start time, Whopper, so some people probably can't make it. But here you are, you can see the list of everyone and their money, so you can see how much you got and everyone else has left. We're going to start the auction now. Type !fund followed by the letter of the item you would like to fund, followed by the amount of money you'd like to fund it with. Top 2 items at the end of the auction will be built and take effect. Everything else will be refunded back to you. You have about 40 seconds to get your funding in, but there's a delay on stream, so try not to miss out. I will type in chat when there are 10 seconds left. Let's see, what have we currently got? We've got F and A Thieves Guild, fantastic, and a cathedral. Wonderful. Just what we want. 10 seconds, everyone. Right, what did we end up with? Theatre and Monument. Fantastic use of money, everyone. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Chaz and Alex. That was a snipe. Ethan Whopper, I think you were a fraction late. Authority goes up, authority goes down. Alright, silver discovered. Right, before we deal with the silver, let's see the Spymaster's investigation. Let's find out what Whopper was up to. Your Majesty, I've returned from my investigation of Lord Ephra Patrician's death in the coast. What did you find? Not a lot, I'm afraid. Grandee Ephra Bulbasaur's servants were too afraid to testify, and there was no physical evidence of any wrongdoing. It's clear that a duel did take place and that the victim died by rapier cut from Grandee Whopper, but I can't prove anything beyond that. So you've confirmed what I've said since the beginning. Perhaps now we can move past the issue and on to more important things. Yeah, I've got to say, Grandee Whopper is innocent. There's no evidence of murder. A duel's a duel. Vote C, everyone. Let's get Whopper off the hook, and then it doesn't really matter anymore, does it? Everyone's divided. People want to hold a trial. Can we not put this to bed yet? We didn't find any evidence. Okay, okay. Yet more delay. How long must we wait for justice, Your Majesty? Forget about it. No trial conducted by this council will ever be unbiased. I demand trial by combat, as per the Grandee's Code of Ethics. The Ninth God will decide my fate. Gasps reverberate around the chamber, and it looks as though the trial will be more of a spectacle than you imagined. Yeah, we'll have a trial by combat. Why not? Excellent news from the south, Your Holiness. Prospectors have discovered deposits of silver on my land. Mining will begin. Wait. Lord Patrician Chaz II waves an ancient parchment. The silver belongs to me. The deposit is on our side of the border, and this scroll proves it. This could get nasty, Your Majesty. The border between the south and the coast has always been highly contested. Alright, I don't really mind. I'm going to do a call for unity on the off chance. I think sharing the deposit might be good. But who knows? Sharing is caring. There you go, votes are open. Yes, you can all be equally grumpy. Alright, I think that's a clear... Yeah, very clear. Thank you, everyone. Grandee Lake II and Lord Patrician Chaz II exchange wary glances. As they shake hands, their smiles are very tight. Unity achieved. Your Majesty, it's important you find a spouse sooner rather than later. I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference, men, women, or do you not mind? I don't mind. Whatever will do. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll send out messengers to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. It's an easy enough decision. You'll marry into the barons as we agreed before you took the throne. Right, right? Amidst the dark and foreboding forests, a small squat castle stands watch over the Marcher border. There at the end of the kingdom, a plot is hatching. Have the merchants and Kurth arrived with the gunpowder? Not yet. They still fear the Monarch's reprisals. Not to mention their own government. There we go, Drake. Handsome boy. You're a schemer today. Then our work is not done. We need to weaken the Monarch Ermen's grip. The barons aim to lower authority by 4 or less. Across the kingdom, discontent with the monarch is rising. Everyone knew they were better off, but until now it hadn't occurred to most people just how much better off. Now the peasants are asking all sorts of troublesome questions about their so-called benevolent overlord. And as everyone knows, once a question has been asked, it cannot be unasked. Somewhere in the southern hills and forgotten pilgrimage site once housed the saints' bones, now it plays host to a secret night meeting at the Grandees. The peasants are getting rowdy and it's all thanks to us. Now they know how much wealth the monarch's hiding, they're itching to get rid of them. Careful we don't get them too riled up, mind you, or they'll start asking questions about our wealth as well. Yes, now's the time to incite some real chaos. Show Monarch Ermen is not only greedy, they're utterly incompetent too. For the next stage of their scheme, the Grandees must lower stability to 4 or less in 4 seasons. Alright. Well, promises made, promises kept. Cruel tax for everyone to pay for our grand feast. There we go. That's what we like. Ethan is already rebelling before the prompt even showed up. There we go. We're going to go for the trial by combat and then we'll look at the silver issue. The day of Grandee Whopper's trial and half the city has turned out to watch the spectacle. Grandee Whopper will be fighting a champion of the crown, your majesty. Whoever draws first blood wins. Who will represent you in the pit? Promise is broken. Pro Baron? I mean, I'm pro Baron, but yeah, that doesn't mean Barons get to spend my money. Like, just because I'm pro Baron doesn't mean I'm not going to tax them. Alright. A fighter from the coast, they can do it. Indeed, I'm sure they'll relish the opportunity. Let's begin, shall we? The fighters don their armour and weapons to face each other in a small fighting pit. Lord Patrician Ganahan has been selected as Whopper's opponent. Ganahan is representing Ephra I, who died. I take no pleasure in this, but I must be free. I will try to strike lightly, my friend. Sit back and watch the show. Take a sip of your drink as the bout begins. Both fighters move like dancers, attack like vipers, and circle each other like wolves, closing in on their prey. It's a hard-fought battle, but in the end it's Whopper who draws first blood. Cheers erupt in the southern stands while the patricians sit in silence. Grandee Whopper is victorious and therefore innocent in the eyes of the ninth god, whoever that is. We should never have agreed to this. Trial by combat doesn't prove anything. Grandee Whopper is released immediately. Hopefully that will be the end of this squabble. You are strong? Yes, big energy. Grandee Lakelock and Lord Patrician Chaz arrive in the council chamber side by side. This is the third week in a row with no silver. Why are the miners spending all their time playing this rockball sport anyway? Ninth Preservus, it was your miners who invented rockball. I can't help that my southern workers are competitive. It's a disaster. Even the miners who haven't broken their arms aren't getting any mining done. You know what? Is this an emergency? I mean, could be, but not really. I think it's Rock Ball tournament time. Yeah, in fact, I think that, and I don't want to spend cash on this. Yeah, just veto A. Good call. We love it when Rock Ball tournaments happen. Even though they're always like 50 or 60%. They seem to fail more often than they pass. Yeah, Rock Ball is here. Rock Ball, the new national sport. There's a lot of you voting. Split either way. Oh, leaning out a little bit towards banning Rock Ball. Let's see, 4 votes yet to come. I'm going to do a final countdown, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll move on. Boom, boom, we're banning Rock Ball. You issue a stern proclamation reminding both parties that rocks are for mining, not for sport. There's a strong hint that heads will roll if they don't get back to work and produce some silver. The miners riot. Fuck's sake. And the once friendly Rock Ball competitions become deadly brawls. In the end, both grandees and patricians withdraw from the mine altogether. Gee, great, wonderful. I found 3 potential matches for you. 1 young candidate from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely. You'll be securing a powerful alliance. Right. So based on the current climate, let's tap the sign. I think I might just, as long as the Baron isn't bad, I'll probably just marry the Baron candidate. You know, as long as they're not terrible. We want someone that's good with money and somewhat dependable. The Chancellor leads you to the Great Hall where they've arranged 3 portraits on easels. For now, each is covered by a cloth. Alright, let's see them. They whisk away the cloth from the first portrait. From the Coatsway of Rhoda, wealthy heiress to Lord Patrician Chaz II's estate. I mean, look at her, she's gorgeous and apparently got a silver tongue too. Her interests are typical of the coast, money, 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 and making more of it. But to her credit, she gives a lot of it to charity. Okay, she's not bad. I can dig it. From the south we have Rudolfo, elder son in the Mass Connect lineage. He's reputed to have an ego the size of the sun, but there's nothing wrong with confidence, right? He got in trouble with the Inquisition for interest in potion brewing and the occult, but showed no signs of quitting. He's got grand plans by all accounts. He wants to change the world. Okay, but you know, I prefer the Patrician over this. Finally, with the March's offering, Felix, kind of prestigious Gwentaris bloodline. Typical Baron really, loud, brash and self-absorbed, but mostly well-meaning. Like most of the Barons, his great passion is hunting. No beast is safe from his crossbow. Got into a fight with his local bishop a few years back, gave him a bloody nose. Ah. Sounds like a laugh. Okay, I think... What do you think? Of course, by picking a candidate, you'll anger the other regions, but you'll gain a lifelong alliance. Yeah, it's, Rhoda, I think. Yeah, even though... Wait. If I try to marry Rhoda and the Patricians launch a civil war... Will she show up? Well, let's find out. Excellent, I'll make the arrangements. Alright, everyone. In a dingy seaside tavern, 2 patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. Terrible news, the kingdom prospered, the treasury is practically overflowing. I didn't expect a new monarch to be competent. Nobody did. We must work harder to bankrupt them. The patricians' aim is to lower the treasury to 1,500 or less. Alright. Iron choice is pretty good. Especially as we're going into civil war. I think I'll take that instead of... Yeah. Patricians are currently rebelling. Grandees don't even have a military. Let's do rebellion. At long last, the patricians have reached their boiling point. You're confronted in your throne room by Lord Patrician Ep05, his smile gleaming in the light of the braziers. The patricians of the coast will bring you down, pretender to the throne. We will rise up and fight for Florian, the true monarch. This is a formal declaration of war. The next time we see each other will be on the battlefield. One day I will see your head on a spike. Yeah, we don't have to kill you, don't worry. There will be many heads on spikes before this war is over. Mine will not be among them. Have to go right before I can defend my king in a civil war. Be right back. No worries. See you in a minute. Lord Patrician Ep05 strides from your throne room without looking back. I didn't expect them to move so boldly, Your Majesty. What are our chances against the rebels? Pretty good. The patricians aren't exactly a military powerhouse. I hope they don't persuade any other regions to join the rebellion. That would be disastrous. Okay, how did things get this bad? The leader of the rebellion is Lord Patrician Ganahan. As reason for the uprising, he's citing your past transgressions, mainly your greedy plundering of the royal tombs. Ugh. Can't we just, you know, move on past that? No! Now is the time for swords, not words. So here we are, civil war. That's right, Your Majesty. The kingdom is divided. There'll be a lot of death and suffering before this is all over. I can't wait. I'll go dig out the trebuchets. Do you smell that, my friend? Oh, sorry, I think I stepped in some. That's freedom you can smell. Freedom from the mad tyrant Monarch Ermen. At long last, we've risen up against their oppression. But if we want to keep our freedom, we must fight for it. I ask you, fellow patricians, what will be our opening strike against the monarch? We can launch a preemptive strike against the barons. We suspect the grandees can join our cause. We can call them to war. They'll be more likely to join us if the monarch's authority is low. We could call upon the church to condemn the monarch. Or finally, we could send off an assassin to nip this in the bud. What's it gonna be? You can call upon the grandees, or you can spend money on an assassin. I love it, the 0% rolls. Absolutely faithless. Thank you for meeting with me at such short notice. The sum you offered piqued my interest. You understand why the sum is so high, though? Yes, you want me to assassinate the monarch. It's no trouble, I'm a child of the Viper. If you have the gold and you want a person dead, they are dead. Get it done. Okay, royal wedding time. You receive a curt letter from Rhoda. Marry you? After everything you've done to the coast, I'd rather eat a bucket of rusty nails. With the patricians rising in rebellion against you, it's safe to say the wedding has been called off. There we are. No wedding. Very sad. Back in the March, the castle of Baron Merrow. and a number of figures crowd around an unassuming barrel. Look here, our first shipment from Kerf. Incredible, may I see inside? Careful with that torch, you fool, you'll blow us to smithereens. So this is it, the fabled black powder. Incredibly powerful, but we need more, much more if you're to put you on the throne. The next stage of the Baron's scheme, they must raise their trade to 5 or more in 4 seasons. They're going to walk that. It's 10 trade, like what can anyone do to stop it? I'd like to thank the Civil War for giving the Barons a pass on the first stage of their scheme, yeah. The Grandees are also going to pass theirs in a couple of turns. Right, we'll do mustering an army, something's wrong, and then great battle. Along the coastal border, a few flags flap in the sea breeze. Some soldiers mill about randomly, just looking scared. The patricians' troops are gathering, but it's distinctly unimpressive. This is the best force we could muster, is it? No, as a matter of fact, this is only the beginning. I've considered several proposals to further bolster our army for the trials ahead. Alright, patricians, you can hire mercenaries from Ashmead, and that's it. You haven't even got enough food to conscript peasant levies. What a rough day. Alright. These Ashmeadian mercenaries come highly recommended, but can we really absorb the cost? Their price is extraordinary. Extortionate. Of course we can. This is the price of victory. Think of the future returns. When the Ashmeadian mercenaries arrive in the coast, it becomes apparent how different their customs are from the locals. They pray to Kaldavaga, the machine god, in an attempt to remind him the world exists. They claim their swords are alive, or grow angry if sheathed for too long. They bathe every single day. But they're perfectly capable of enacting hideous violence in exchange for money, and that's all the patricians need from them. These funny Ashmeadians. It's an afternoon like any other. You're sitting atop your throne listening to the petitions of the common folk, the merchant droning on about the number of beggars in the capital's main square. Suddenly you spot a flash of movement out the corner of your eye. What's that? Hooded man steps forward from the crowd, unsheathing a lethal-looking blade from his belt. The merchant's droning stutters to a halt. Guards! Guards! Your honor guard rush forward, their swords drawn. The assassin flings a blade at you. Moments before one of the martial veterans crashes into him. Dive! Fortunately, the assassin's aim was thrown off by your honor guard. The blade sinks into the throne's backrest an inch from where your head had been. The honor guard and the assassin engage. Somehow, the lone killer downs several of them in an instant. Though they received only superficial cuts, they're already convulsing with foam and dribbling from their lips. Eventually, the assassin is cut down, but not before your march of veterans have been utterly decimated. The few survivors die within hours, also foaming. Your Majesty, are you alright? Amazingly, yes, not a scratch on me. You have incredible luck. It's a good thing your honor guard were loyal. I dread to think what would have happened if they'd sympathised with the rebels. She pulled out the knife that had been embedded in your throne. I suspect it was coated in the venom of scorpion cat. The slightest scratch and you'd have died in indescribable agony. Oh, who was the assassin? One of the children of the Viper, the most feared assassins in the kingdom. No doubt hired by your enemies to the coast. They use magic and tricky poisons in combat. A single Viper's child can slaughter even the kingdom's finest warriors. We'll have to be more vigilant from now on. Okay. I'm gonna need some time to process this. Of course. The patricians will stop at nothing, even murder to bring you down. Thank the knife for your honor guard, may they rest in peace. Things could have gone very differently. Alright, it's time. Vast armies darken the landscapes like the shadow of clouds. Flags are flying, drums are pounding in rhythm With the marching of boots, the kingdom is gripped with civil war. At least that's what you imagine. Most of your time is spent in the safety of your palace poring over a giant map of your marshal. Your Majesty, the army of the coast is advancing on the capital, led by that treacherous Kurd, Lord Patrician Ganahan. I received word from the commander of our loyalist forces in the south. If they march now, they'll intercept the patricians in a matter of days. Alternatively, they could join forces with the armies of the march. It's risky, but together they'd have a higher chance of defeating the accused positions. What are your orders, Your Majesty? Absolutely join forces, or you guys could sit back, I don't mind. Very well, Your Majesty, I'll relay orders to Grandee Lakelock II, commander in the field. Hopefully they'll do as they're told. God knows treachery can thrive on the battlefield. We have our orders, but should we follow them? Alright, Grandee's vote. I'm going to go to the bathroom and back while you do. You can hang back, I won't hold it against you. You're following orders? What? Okay, alright. Thank you, everyone. The whole city holds its breath, you stew in your palace waiting for your marshal's return. Finally she arrives at your throne room looking perfectly composed. Your Majesty, as you ordered, the Grandees have turned their army around to link up with the barons. All according to plan. Indeed, Your Majesty. Let's hope the plan is sound. It'll all come down to the next battle. The fate of the kingdom hangs in the balance. We will prevail. That's the spirit. Now I must really be going. I have a lot to take care of. Over the next few weeks it becomes clear that the Southern Army's retreat has given patricians free rein to pillage and plunder the South. The rampaging coastal troops descend on farms like locusts, taking everything to feed thousands of hungry soldiers. Meanwhile, shops, churches and manors are plundered, the stolen loot shipped back to the coast. Salutes to the Grandees. I owe them one. While the South suffers, Southern forces successfully link up with the Barons. Now the joint army of Grandees and Barons rush to meet the patricians in open warfare, and the winner will either end your reign or preserve it. Alright, what have we got? We got, of note, a fortress to further boost the military in the march. I'd probably like E, the aqueduct, to boost farming some, because we do need the farming. I mean, yeah, A and E would be nice ones to have. Everyone's passing their stuff anyway, so... Here's the nobles list so you can see how much money everyone has, and we are going to start the auction now. Type !fund, followed by the letter of the item you would like to fund, followed by the amount of money you'd like to fund it with. Top two items at the end of the auction will be built and take effect. Everything else will be refunded back to you. You have about 40 seconds to get your funding in, so try not to miss out. I will type in chat when there are 10 seconds left. Alright, let's see. E and F at the minute, so an aqueduct and thieves guild. Boom, 10 seconds. Alright, what are we looking at here? We got Deer Park and Aqueduct. Okay, it's all farming stuff. The Seeds of Rebellion and about your... Okay, let's start with about your heir. Of course, your majesty refuses to get married, against my advice. There's one other thing you're missing, however. Something even more important than a spouse, an heir. However, securing an heir is impossible while the kingdom is at war with itself. Defeat this rebellion, and then, and only then, is it worth looking to the future. I will talk to you again when the realm is at peace. That's the 5th peasant I've had to hang this week. And all the others are trying to steal our gold and give it away to the poor. Ha! What do they need with gold anyway? Something is amiss, your majesty. Someone has been stirring up discontent among the peasantry. I have reason to believe it's the grandees. Why would the grandees stir up trouble with the common folk? The peasants' uprising is trouble if not de-escalated quickly. The grandees will capitalise on the instability to install Zaber as king. So we kill a few more, put the fear of the knife into them. You misunderstand. This is exactly what the grandees want. It will cause chaos. Your majesty, you must get a grip on the common folk. The kingdom is stable. Discontent will not be able to spread as easily. This will give me time to root out the conspirators. The kingdom could certainly be doing better. If things don't change soon, these protests will only get worse. Perhaps the council will aid you in this endeavour. Alright, call for unity. And I think it's loyalists only, so there can be no patricians voting in this. I would say the new hospitals is pretty good, but we can also delay it. Vote how you will, everyone. Barons, it's time to show up and vote A, I think. Merrow's leading the way. Oh dear. Where is everyone? Where are all the barons at? Heck, where are the grandees? Loyalists only, yeah. No pats allowed in this vote. Oh shit, okay, all the grandees have shown up. Where are the barons? Please. Don't let them walk it. Oh no. Who are we missing? Hold on, let's see. X-Drake, Nilawa, Gwentaris. No way. Okay then, well, we're going to do a final countdown. Peasants are always unhappy about something. Let them riot. Oh, yeah, call for unity. Okay, cool. Alright, we're somehow still fine. And so they do. Day and night, unrest breaks out in the capital. Hundreds of city watch are killed, all while the council sits on its collective backside. Somehow, this made us more stable. A month ago, battle was averted, but the battle cannot be postponed forever. The grandees and barons are all that stand between the patricians and the capital. A final battle deciding the fate of the kingdom. I'll send word to the barons it's time to strike. We can only hope they listen to our orders, your majesty. Alright. 100%. Come on, barons, grandees, fight together against these would-be usurpers. Vote A. Come on. Go kick the teeth out of some patricians. What do you want? They got double your military. What do you want? 8 versus 4. Yeah. Why are we rebelling? Essentially, Ephra got killed in a duel and was upset about it. Was the gist of it. Why are you doing this, Alex? Why are you doing that? No! No fated. Why would you fate this? Oh my god. No, the other barons are active. We're about to let the patricians win. And Mantakos, welcome on in. You're in just in time. Please vote A. And we'll win this civil war that you've just joined. Welcome on in. Let it be fate. No, I don't want it to be fate. There we go. Thank you very much. When she finally returns, she strides into the throne room with a triumphant gleam in her eyes. That's cheating? He just joined? Well, I mean, that's it. It is what it is. Marshal report. Tell me what happened. We caught the patricians by surprise. Classic peninsula maneuver. The barons caught them from one side, the grandees from the other. You should have seen it. The river ran red that day. An utter slaughter. It was the Ashmedian mercenaries. They all got wiped out. So we've won? Yes, Your Majesty, unless something totally unexpected happens. At that moment, a frantic soldier bursts in. Your Majesty, I've received word from our scouts. I don't quite know how to say this. Spit it out, damn you! Yes, ma'am. Your Majesty, the patricians must have split their forces. The army we defeated was a diversion. They've got another regiment making its way through the Crownlands. They'll be outside the city in a matter of days, and the barons are too far away to help. Well, what do we do? We must prepare for a siege. We've got a lot of work to do. Build up the capital's fortifications, stockpile food, train up a citizens' militia. Don't worry, Your Majesty, this is the last-ditch ploy of a defeated enemy. We just need to outlast the siege and the barons will come to our rescue. Back in the south, Grandee Whopper met her co-conspirators once again. Wine is being passed around in good measure, but there seems little cause for celebration. It's no good, the peasants are losing momentum. If we don't keep up the pressure, they'll go back to living their normal lives in peace. Bah! Lazy good-for-nothings. Can't even get off their backsides for one measly revolt. We have to keep them unhappy. Don't allow the Monarch time to stabilise. We'll act swiftly, while the coastal rebellion distracts them. The Grandee's goal is to lower the kingdom's stability to 4 or less. Alright. I think the Grandees have earned a pat on the head. Thank you for staying loyal. Thank you for eating it when the patricians ransacked your lands. Wine and a little bribery. You stayed loyal too? You did. In fact, hold on, what does this look like? It's not really, I can't really afford to bribe both. Maybe next time. I know the barons have done all the hard work, but the south actually suffered for this. I apologise for the patrician who decided to be rude. It is what it is. Troubling news, Your Majesty. The Treadwater River has been contaminated. We're not sure how. The patricians got upstream of us and fouled the water. Knife only knows for what. Niv Milk, why did you poison the river? I'll spare you the details of what's happened to poor souls who drank from it. Rest assured, it's not pretty and very deadly. The Treadwater provides water for the whole city. If this isn't solved soon, then we'll all die of thirst. I think it's quite clear. Do we take it? Okay, if we're going to take a gamble, then I want to get authority from it. But it's got to be A or D, really, right? Loyalists only vote, so only barons and grandees, A or D. Barons can sneak us fresh water supplies, or we can take a punt at flooding the enemy camp. Chemical warfare is fun, is it really? There we go, thank you very much. By the 9th, it will be done. Hey, there's Mantakos. Welcome on in. The barons are as effective as they are dutiful. Supplies are still rationed, but at least no one is dying of thirst. Oh, Morgrim, hello, welcome. How are you? What did I do? You pretty much fixed the game, right? Like, I imagine large swaths of the stuff for the update was based off of your work, right? I just got home. That's fine. No worries. Hey, don't bombard Morgrim with stuff right on the offset. Let her get comfortable. Let's see. We've got the capital starves as well. Your Majesty, given the sad state of the kingdom's farms, we couldn't stockpile enough food before the siege. Now everyone is starving. Is there anything I can do? Empty bellies make empty heads, Your Majesty. The peasants may rise up in a mad revolt if they starve for much longer. Right now, that would be disastrous. We need to find a way to feed the people, or at least prevent them from rising up against you. Right. I think we can steal food from the rebels, or I will eat as little as the peasants. Either of them are good. We're not going to say let them eat cake. So about the Warhammer Fantasy Total Conversion mod? No, that's probably not going to happen, is it? Oh, Morgrim. Oh, you're a grandee. There you go. Sorry, I didn't even look at stuff. I saw you change your colour to red and assumed you'd gone barons. Oh, okay, yeah, no. Welcome on in. It's all good. Alright, I'm gonna eat as little as the peasants. It's all good, here we are. Your Majesty, this is a noble thing you're doing. For a monarch to subsist on a few breadcrumbs a day, how chivalrous. I am amazing and selfless, aren't I? Everyone exclaims over your self-sacrifice. For at least half an hour you enjoy basking in the admiration. After an hour though, your stomach starts to grumble. After a day it's screaming at you for food. After a week you disembowel the Archbishop for half a cabbage. Your starvation-induced rage you insult and offend the nobles who still remain at court. Frankly, they're lucky you don't eat them. The next day the patricians hold a feast in clear view of outside the city, offering you a mocking toast before they dig in. The smell of roast meat wafts like an invisible volley of arrows over the walls. Look, seriously, yeah, no worries, Morgrim. Take it easy. It's all good. I hope you had a safe trip. As you can see, things are transpiring. Got a civil war to deal with. The patricians march through the Crownlands, pillaging and burning. The roads are heaving with refugees. Corpses clog the rivers. Now the capital is surrounded. You stand on the ramparts of your palace, staring out in dismay at the army camps stretching for miles outside the city walls. Get down from there, your majesty. If they get lucky, we're a crossbow bolt. Is there any hope, Marshal? Only one. The grandees and the barons are still out there, your majesty. Their combined armies smashed the rebels in the last battle and they'll smash them again. I hope they get here in time. You're right, there is still hope. As you finish your sentence, an immense trebuchet hurls a 10-ton boulder towards the capital. It crashes into a nearby clock tower, smashing it to smithereens. Like I said, your majesty, you'd better get inside. Alrighty. Here we go. Here's a way for me to reward all of my loyal nobles. There we go. We got the golden choice. We are Alfarius. Welcome on in. Is that a Warhammer reference? Where are you? Where have you been put? There you are. Another dawn breaks. The great army of the coast sprawls outside your city walls. For the last 3 weeks they have tried to fight their way in. The siege drags on and your food supplies are dwindling. The streets outside your palace explode in daily riots as the citizens demand to be fed. As evening draws in, horns blast outside the city walls. The patricians are mounting a final attack. They did spend money on an assassin. The assassin failed though. Yeah. Somewhere in a dark cellar, a nervous baron is showing his guests a stupendous cache of explosive gunpowder. Behold! Great God! By my life! Black gold dust, and what are those? Cannons, my good friends! Cannons and muskets, too, courtesy of the Republic of Kurth. They are very happy with our business. Now to decide what to do with all of it. Once we show our hand, there'll be no going back. Sneak gunpowder under the palace to blow them all sky high, or put these cannons and muskets to good use, raise own military. What's it gonna be, barons? Oh no. Okay, we got one vote for each. It's currently a coin toss between them. Which way do you want to go, barons? Who have we got? We are Alfarius. There we go. Alfarius going for the military route. Takos, Alex. Who else was active a little while ago? There was another one, right? Alright, final countdown. If you're a Baron and you've yet to vote, time to voice your opinion. Boom, boom. With these explosive weapons, we'll be unstoppable on the battlefield, but we need to make sure we have the troops to use them. Then we'll step up our recruitment, so that we're ready when the time comes. I'll get to it. Simone, welcome on in. Where are you, Simone? There you are, in the Barrens. For the final stage of their scheme, the Barons must raise their military to at least 10. It's been a while. Yeah, the servers have been down for like the past 2 weeks, so that's why. The weapons are useful, that is true. We got muskets and we've got a Grim Dawn. The sun rises on a city in turmoil. The patricians began their assault last night, and you've heard nothing outside but screams and howls and the clash of blades since. Half the capital is in flames. Soldiers rush back and forth shouting panicked orders. You haven't even seen your marshal since the night before. Perhaps she's already dead. The royal court is empty except for you, brooding on the throne. Your Majesty! Your Majesty, you must see this. Follow me. Follow the spy master. She leads you up to the palace walls, where you look out over the endless mass of soldiers, rampaging through the streets of the city. In the darkness of dawn you can barely make them out, only silhouettes and countless glimmers of torches. As you duck, a burning arrow sails overhead. Why did you bring me here? Look closely, Your Majesty. The army is shifting and convulsing like a great beast in pain, horns trumpet and hooves thunder. The grandees and the barons have arrived in full force, a mighty hammer smashing the patricians against the walls of the city. Victory? And that's it, just mopping up. The patricians make a brave final stand, but they don't stand a chance. Their army is crushed. By dawn, rebel corpses clog the rivers and blanket the city streets. The crows feast like never before. Soon, armies of the grandees and barons are parading through the city, waving their banners and showing off their loot. Meanwhile, Lord Patrician Ganahan, the leader of the rebellion, is brought to you in chains. The common folk crowd into the palace to watch the trial. We're doing what was right. Somebody had to put a stop to your tyranny. All this loss of life, all this destruction. To the dungeon with you. Stiff-backed and silent, Lord Patrician Ganahan is dragged to your oblique. He's thrown into the darkness to reflect on his treachery. And just like that, the coast is defeated, the rebellion is over, and the kingdom is yours again. Salutes in chat for Ganahan. We're not chopping. We're not doing the old chop. Imprisonment is fine. Where am I? What am I looking at? Sorry. We are... Yes. There we go. Kill count goes up. Salutes in chat for Ganahan. Ganahan the second will join in their stead. There we go. Kill count 2. As you sit resplendent atop your throne, the common folk let out a mighty cheer. Long live the monarch, they shout. Long live the monarch. Lady. 2 regions have been disarmed. Only the barons have military. the barons are going to get the fortress and win. My good God. Alright, barons need the fortress to win. You guys, Hats, Grandees, you need to bid on 2 other things. Outbid them 2 other things in order to stop the fortress going forward. Let's be real. The Grandees would want D, the prison. And it would be quite nice to maybe have C, the monument, or maybe the patricians want F, the Grand Bazaar. Good luck. Here's everyone's money. We're going to start the auction now. Type !fund, followed by the letter of the item you would like to fund, followed by the amount of money you would like to fund it with. Top 2 items will be built and take effect. Everything else will get a refund. You have about 40 seconds to get your funding in, so try not to miss out. There is a slight delay on stream, so I'll type in chat when there are 10 seconds left. Yeah, it looks like the barons are going to win, doesn't it? Fund A however much money is what you need to do. 10 seconds left. Okay then. Patricians got some money, but the fortress got built. We are Alfaris, the Alpha Fortress. Here we are then. Please everyone, do quiet down. One at a time, one at a time. It starts a day like any other. The patricians are arguing with the Grandees over something important, you assume? It's the silver mine again, is it? You had trouble keeping your eyes open through the whole thing. That is until the marshal breaks into the room, waving a sealed letter in the air. Your Majesty, esteemed nobles, I hold in my hand a proclamation from the barons of the March who will want to hear this. Right, all you active barons, what would you want for tomorrow's game to be our first ambition? We got authority, stability, trade, farming, military, faith. Let us know. Someone can try and keep track. Only barons get to decide it as they're going to win the game. GG everyone, by the way. Your Majesty, esteemed nobles, I hold in my hand a proclamation from the barons of the March who will want to hear this. Uh-oh. We, the undersigned, declare the monarchy and its council unfit for purpose, being unable to guide and safeguard the kingdom in these dangerous times. As such, we hereby proclaim the creation of a new military government that will take effect immediately. Any resistance will be met with the full force of the march. Your Majesty, this letter has gone out to every town and city in the kingdom, to every noble, mayor and peasant alike. As the council chamber catapults itself into a frenzy, you notice the Baron's bench is conspicuously empty. Your esteemed highness, allow us to put down these treasonous dogs, it would be my pleasure. Nonsense, allow us the honour. The Grandees stand ready to assist you, your holiness. Well, the Grandees have already pitted in once. I'll allow the patricians the honour. Lord Patrician Nivmilk gives you a thankful nod before heading off to organise his compatriots. Within days, the armies are raised and ready to fight. What could have possessed the barons to go this far? Surely they don't believe they can go up against the rest of the kingdom. As it turns out, that's exactly what they were thinking. When the first reports come back from the front, the coastal troops are fearful, even traumatised by the Baron's military might. Cannons and muskets, they tore through my soldiers like they were paper. It was a bloodbath. The barons were hoarding gunpowder right under your nose. Just what they needed to seize the throne by force. Yeah, why you ambush them with 0 troops, exactly. Within a week, the loyalist forces are decimated and your marcher enemies are closing in. I don't think they even really needed to fight, they could just walk through. This is worse than I'd ever imagined, Your Majesty. We simply cannot compete with these weapons. What are your orders? Everyone for themselves. Your advisors look at each other with dark expressions. The Monarch has lost their wits. Agreed. Perhaps they should be confined for their own safety, of course. Before you have time to flee, the advisors have thrown you into a dungeon you have never seen before. The barons flood the capital, and by the week's end or so your jailers tell you you expect to be dragged to public for execution. But you remain in your cell. It gives you plenty of time to dwell on the irony that your own kinsfolk in the march would be the ones to turn against you, after fighting so hard to put you on the throne. Hello, Ganahan. Yeah, we come to visit you. It's like the start of Oblivion, where we're in the opposite cell to each other. After what feels like months, you start to think they forgot about you. However, you're finally brought up to the council chamber in manacles. They parade you in front of the other nobles like a performing animal. Baroness Carla sits on your throne. What's the meaning of this? Be quiet, Hairbrain. You're not the one who gives the orders anymore. That's when you realise they won't get rid of you. You're far more useful alive as a jolly figurehead to keep the peasants in check and ensure a sense of continuity. At least until the new Queen Carla has cemented her rule. It's good that you already got to know a few of the rats in your cell. You'll be spending many long years in their company by the looks of things. It's funny because there's no one being killed. Yeah, exactly. So what did we have for the barons for the next game? I saw one farming, but I can't find it now. I guess farming was in the lead. Yeah, farming. We got faith 1. I think that's 2 farming votes and a faith. So cool. Tomorrow we will play. Let's see. So we will be playing next tomorrow, an hour on from this time. Ermen was kept in the dungeons as a hostage until they were finally outlived their usefulness and were quietly fed some poisoned gruel. The patricians failed to turn the kingdom's debts against it, and the moment had passed. Ever practical, they set about collecting interest and hoarding wealth, waiting for the time to scheme once more. Unable to convince the peasants to act in time, the grandee's scheme fizzled into irrelevancy. Perhaps the next time they'd take matters into their own hands instead of hinging their plans on the whims of the common folk. You wish they had executed you after months of hearing Ganahan's mad and insane ramblings about how Lord Patrician Ethan was really behind the rebellion. You merely dismiss it as the ramblings of a madman. I like that. With their shiny new guns, the barons secured hegemony over the rest of the kingdom and installed Carla as the unquestioned queen. At least until the bullets ran out a few years later. Monarch Ermen, a failure. GG. Failure's a strong word. I mean, you know, it didn't go well in the end, but we'll I don't know, we'll make our peace with it. We got Niv Milk's the wealthiest. Advisor has no money. And, look at Queen Carla. It's Queen Carla, right? Yeah, Queen Carla. Wearing the Marcher red. We love it. South is in shambles. Nobody's in a good place, to be honest. Old Kingdom is wrecked. Carla has that aura. Yeah, we'll be playing with Carla tomorrow. Now let's have a look. There's no one else running Kingdom Castle at the minute. Let's have a look. We got Rachel the Angel playing some Star Sector. So let me take you over on a raid, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. It's early. I've got to shoot. I've got to go get ready for work and go off. Yeah. We'll be doing this at the same time next week on Saturday. And tomorrow it will be our usual time of 12:30 London time. Let's have the good